a warm welcome. And Nora, you are joining in for the first time. So welcome to you. And also Balaji, you're also new to TTT, right?
Yes, thank you.
Yes.
Hi, Esther.
Hi, Esther.
Hi.
Yeah. Right. So all of us know that English language evolves a lot. Any language evolves a lot. Through centuries, English has been evolving. But nowadays, I would say it's not by centuries, it's by minutes and seconds that it's evolving. So we've decided to take up a topic of teaching. Let me check, sorry. Teaching writing for the digital world to engage, interact, and socialize. So as teachers, I think we should keep ourselves updated about these things because for us, formal writing is very important and we've been teaching all the functional language and formal language. But in spoken and in writing, it's all changed a lot these days. And here we have Ambika and Nikita to present the topic. And at the end of the session, we're going to have a quiz on Gen Z slang. And I really hope I get at least one right because we hardly hear any of these words. And if we hear, it's Greek and Latin to us. So, and again, we got to know all these things because we get students who use those and we don't know what they're talking. So, fingers crossed and let's have fun. And over to you, Ambika.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Okay. So, hi, everyone. So, the agenda for the session, I'll just quickly run you through that. First, we'll explore the different e-genres. And we've, I think, done some of the things which we most commonly address in classes. We're also going to look at some of the new variants that we've probably not even thought about. Then we'll actually go into linking the different ELT text types to the genre. And then we're going to have a task. And this task is something that you can then take forward to the class as well and try and recreate the task. And after the task, we'll have a small reflection to see what kind of language and how to approach teaching itself for the e-genre. Okay, so let's dive into our... So the first, I think a lot of people here are also new. So I'm going to be putting you all in breakout room. So you can take a minute to quickly get to know each other. And then I'd like you to list down the e-genres of writing that you teach in class. Okay, and you've been teaching in class. Or if not, you'd like to teach in class. Okay, let me just... Okay. So I think one room might have 3 people. Yes. Okay, yeah. The rooms are open. So you need to basically list out the different e-genre of writing that you teach in class. Okay, here we go.
Any of these? Hi, Ambika.
Hi.
Yeah,
Let's
so
carry on. I'm not going to interfere. I'll just jump into rooms to see. Yeah.
Yeah, no, so I was just saying that I've not actually taught specifically for e-genres as such, but some of the requests that we've got has specifically been for LinkedIn, like from corporate employees who want to like be seen as thought leaders, and they have a lot of subject matter expertise, but they don't have the skills to write it in a in layman's terms. So that is like they're very good at technical writing or report writing, but they're not able to translate their technical knowledge into common man's knowledge that would work on LinkedIn. That and then of course like people who are building their own websites and things have asked for like SEO based writing, blogs, that kind of stuff. But I've not taught any of this to date.
Same here.
But one specific request that I had from one of my students was content writing for her Instagram page. Nothing else. So
Yeah.
I'm not aware of anything else.
Students. If it's general students, then sometimes it's things like how do you comment on a social media post, and what is an appropriate, because sometimes they don't know how to comment, they want to comment. It's more social engagement rather than for business or for marketing purposes or anything. And maybe how to do a caption. If you want to post a picture, how do you do a caption?
There too, I've noticed that the emotions are highlighted.
Yeah, that's true. And the problem is, I find they post certain things which are not relevant to the profession at all.
Yes, yes.
So I think that's where we need to, probably we could teach them the do's and don'ts for the
involved in that we probably don't even realize that it's language, but anything we say, even like earlier when Aparna was talking about slang, all of that is part of the language. So I feel like Instagram is definitely a platform to explore. I feel you can get really creative with it as well.
Yes.
What do you think?
Ad copies and so on on
Absolutely.
Instagram. Yes.
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so I think very interesting discussions in different rooms, and but I think most commonly stated thing is how important it's actually become to socialize. Like the requests, I think so many of the groups I kept hearing repeatedly that the requests you've got from students are to either socialize or to write in layman terms. Esther was saying, like, they are thought leaders and in the corporate world, but they just want to connect on a normal basis with people, and which is very, very true. And I think that is something that even in our business English courses that we've started seeing, the demand is very high. In fact, they want us to do just workshop based on, how to write for LinkedIn or, let's say, write a job portal profile. So before we go into the genres, I want you to go back into the room and just carry on the discussion with these questions as well. So maybe one person from each group can take a screenshot or even on your mobile phone, that should be fine. Just give me a thumbs up if you've taken the screenshots. Yeah, awesome. So I'm sending you back into the same room so you can have the discussion with the same. I think some people already covered a few of it. So let's go for it.
In the mainstream ones like English File or
I've enabled the screen share. So if you need to screen share,
we have it on our phones. Yeah.
okay, perfect. Yeah.
I think in the mainstream course books, it's very mainstream.
Yeah. They socialize,
without-
they don't know how to socialize face to face. It's
Exactly. So all these emoticons, instant emoticons on
Exactly.
WhatsApp,
Now the words have also gone. It's all just
Yes,
symbols.
yes.
Yeah.
You're going
I
to
find
have a
doing-
real fun time in the end of the session, no? Nikita being the only Gen Z in our group
Oh,
is
God.
coming up with so many of the things that those people use nowadays.
Oh my God.
Yes, it's going to be fun. So I'm
Yeah.
looking forward
Yeah.
to it. I hope I get at least one correct.
You
Teach
teach
each genre.
each
Yeah,
other.
like I mentioned, just
Because they need it, no? Because they are the ones who actually ask
Yeah.
for languages.
Yeah.
Okay,
So that's the
second one.
first one. Second, how often do learners engage with e-genre writing in the real world? Like all the time, everybody is on
very true. Yeah, all the
Instagram.
time. Yeah. And
and
that is their
TikTok, yeah.
need. They want to
Yeah.
shine out over there.
Yeah.
How often do English
Or do
learners
learners
use English?
social interact on different? Yeah.
Very-
So you want to take this?
Yeah, I think very often, no?
Yeah, but I think
Yeah. Email writing, maybe summarizing, essay writing.
They're all 20 plus.
So they do quite a bit.
Mm.
How often do learners use English to socialize, interact on different digital platforms? All the time these days, right? The kind of students that we are dealing with. I mean, they
I
want
find
to be.
that, sorry, Maithili, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, I find that even if they don't use English for spoken language, they speak in Tamil or whatever their first language is. When they go to social media platforms, they tend to reply in English or comment in English. And so that's what they want practice with because they feel a bit hesitant or
Very true.
unsure.
Very true.
Yeah.
And I mean, Instagram is a big thing these days. I don't know when that's going to become obscure and something else will take its place because they think Facebook is passé. They think the professionals like to use LinkedIn. LinkedIn still has no competition. LinkedIn is LinkedIn. Do you teach e-genre in your classes? Name a few you have never experimented and would like to.
I think blogs is one that I've always wanted to, but I don't know enough about, blog writing as a genre specifically. So that's something because more and more people want to write blogs or, have something to say. And I think that would be a nice one to teach.
On Saturdays for writing, but that's not specific with respect to anything. People who say that they don't have time to write and they don't know how to start can come and we can write something for 20 minutes.
So is it like creative writing?
Yeah, I just give some random prompts and participants can choose to write on those or anything else.
Okay, that's nice. That's interesting. I think I would definitely like to explore a little. I feel like in my class is very restricted to speaking. Very little bit writing outcome I focus on because not a lot of people come with that agenda in mind. Yeah. But I think raising awareness of how relevant that is one of the things that I definitely need to focus more on in my class.
Okay. Oh, yeah, the first one's here. Nice. 1 second, let me close the room. It's quite interesting. Like in one of the groups I was listening, they said a lot of students actually don't know that this is also part of writing. So when you ask for something, improvement of communication, it is very specific to speaking. Okay, so welcome back. So now let's actually explore. Yes, I think for the first one, I think everybody unanimously, I was hearing not much of probably email writing in some of our business English textbooks. And nowadays, there are lessons on how to take Zoom minutes and things like that online. But very recently, Nikita and I explored something really, really mind-blowing for us on Zoom, where if you activate your AI companion in Zoom, by the end of the meeting, you get a summary and you also get like in between, you can just say, okay, let me just catch up on what is happening and click that button. And then it tells you, okay, Ambika's been talking this, Nikita's been talking this, you are here in this meeting.
Wow. It is very scary, but also it is very useful.
I didn't know such a feature existed.
So minutes is kind of redundant anymore if still meeting. Yeah, so that's why, in fact, after that incident, we also thought, like real world writing has now, I think, evolved into a lot of AI as well. So you are going to have to basically enable yourself to understand AI first and then put it into the use as well. So yes, the first one I agree with pretty much everybody. And yes, the second one also. How often do they engage? Very, very often. And I think Maithili was saying pretty much all the time people are on social media, which is very true. And this third one, what is your opinion? Sita, I think in your group you had something you guys were discussing about the third question. Would you like add on?
Yeah, we were just saying how we find a lot of students, they don't necessarily speak in English, but when it comes to responding to comments or commenting on a post or something, they tend to do it in English. And so they need a lot of, that's what they want support with, is how to do that properly in English and confidently and maybe be funny or be clever or whatever. But they don't necessarily use English in any other aspect of their lives. But somehow with social media, they feel like they should. So that was something that Is that the
Absolutely.
question? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, because that kind of led on to something else that I was thinking. There was a student who used to do this. He was a student whose native language was Tamil, and he used to type the Tamil in Google Translate. Whatever translation he got as the comments, I mean, as the English was, he would paste it on the comments. So you can imagine how it would read, sometimes. And
I wonder what the reason is for that. Is that they want to belong? Is that they don't want to?
Yeah. I mean, Instagram,
Yeah.
very honestly, is filled with, I think, English predominantly. At least
Yes.
WhatsApp, you have some kind of, bilingual, and you find group names which are in either Tamil or Hindi or Malayalam. But Instagram, the current social media, LinkedIn is just English. Like, you can't really use any other language. So you need to know the language. And
I also
sorry, Nikita.
I
Yeah.
also think it has to do with reachability, right? You can only get this many views or this many followers if you do it in a regional language. But then when you do it in English, it has so much more accessibility and more people find you funny or interesting. So I think that's where that pressure comes from, where they want to be good at it.
Absolutely. So true. And any of you have actually taught any e-genre in class? That would be interesting.
I have, but then I deal with adult students, those who are doing MBA. So
yeah, I mean, even them. Which platform?
I teach them blog writing.
Okay.
I teach them product descriptions for e-commerce websites.
Right.
And of course, emails, etc.
Right.
I teach them how to write their LinkedIn profiles so that they will get noticed.
Yeah.
What kind
I
of
think Esther and Mary were discussing about that, people asking for that. Yes, absolutely.
So these are the things that I have a topic called writing for the digital world. So that's where I cover all this. So.
Very nice, very nice. So at least I think one of the people who came for the workshop already does something of that sort. So we've kind of picked up some of the very commonly taught and some new, let's say, requests that we've heard in the past. So these, I think, especially reviews part, most of the ELT textbooks do cover. Although the reviews might be in a written magazine format, we can still adapt it to a digital world. These, I think, I heard a lot of discussions. LinkedIn posts and digital profiles is something that we heard. How many of you thought about this one?
No.
So I had a student's mom call me. He is about 15. And she called me and she asked me, so my son wants to be a content creator, but his language is bad and he's really good at making these aircrafts with paper and, model aircraft. So he needs to write about his project on YouTube.
Okay.
Like in the description. And he wants to use the correct hashtags. So that request was just like, oh, I didn't know YouTube had writing. Like, that was a new thing for me at that time. Then,
more than the writing, sorry, Ambika, to disturb you, the hashtag bit is very important.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, that's so true. And even this part of it is now becoming a very, very important part. In fact, there are courses in Coursera, which Nikita and I are planning to take on prompt writing, how to precisely write and certain times give elaborate explanations as well. So especially, I think for the last 1 year, we've been exploring a lot of AI in thinking. So we've kind of seen the importance of giving real, good prompts to get what is needed. So these were a couple of less commonly taught according to us. I'm sure you have others. If, you come up with, we can add on to this list. And now maybe this, you can just take a screenshot because this might be useful for your next task. Just a quick thumbs up and I'll go to the next. Okay, awesome. So here are a couple of explanations and you have to identify which genre I'm talking about. Okay, so this time I'm shuffling you guys up. I'm just putting you into 2 groups.
So do we take a screenshot of this also?
Yes, please. Thanks.
Ambika, I already know the answer, so don't put me in.
No, okay, I'm not putting you into the group. You can be in a group, but you don't have to contribute. Okay, so I'm opening the room.
Hello.
Okay. So I think the first one is social media, right? I think we can see, their likes and comments and share, right, over social media like Facebook and Instagram like that. But for the second one, essential tool for building and promoting, I think this one is for LinkedIn post, right?
Yeah, I agree with you on the second one. I'm
Second
not
one is
sure
it.
about the first.
First one, I think, is product description. Is that there in their list?
Products?
No, they don't have product descriptions. They have
No,
reviews.
products. Yeah. Just
Then
orient and answer comment questions.
Reviews, I think, is number 4.
Oh, you're talking about review?
Yeah,
Yes,
reviews is
yes, yes.
probably number
Customer,
4.
yeah,
Yes,
customer,
yes, number 4.
yeah,
And
that
5 is
product.
blog.
Yeah.
5 is a blog.
Used to
So what's
narrate,
the well-crafted
yeah, blog, yeah.
3 is the prompt.
3 is yes.
Yeah,
Prompt.
prompt writing.
Yeah, prompt
So
writing.
what
I know there was a quick cut into this. I don't know if you finished discussing, but I wanted to allot the more maximum time for the task. Okay, so let's just quickly have a look at the answers.
Yes.
Here you go.
Travel blogs and online reviews.
This, I think, is a newer version of narration.
Yeah.
That started.
Yeah. Sita told that. It's also a
because
could be
travel
Instagram.
blogs are becoming something that you usually do to find out about places. And when you come to tell about your experience, you start using the stories. I mean, that's a trend I've seen in the recent times.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. So let's go to the next one. So all of these basically also come across as the purpose of these genre. So why we are doing this? And I think it's very important to maybe even explain to the students why we are doing certain things, because they just end up writing because, like how Nikita said, accessibility and pressure of doing the same thing that's being done. But having a clear purpose helps them understand whether you really want to fit in this media or the other. You can actually choose where you want your voice to be heard. So understanding purpose. Now let's actually link these to our classrooms where we talk about the different ELT text types. So here I've given you the ELT text types. So I'm not going to go into the breakout rooms. We can just have a discussion here about it. So let's look at the first one, which is narrative. So which of these genre here do you think falls under a very narrative text type? Any of you can answer. It's just an open discussion.
Blogs.
Blogs, yeah.
Social media posts.
Social media posts or stories.
YouTube descriptions as well.
YouTube.
Depends on what the video is about.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I think that's very specific to the video that it is.
Yes.
Yeah. What about descriptive?
I think that would be the YouTube video.
Yeah.
Again, depends on,
YouTube video.
yes.
It depends
It could
on
be a LinkedIn post as
I
well.
would say
Reviews.
LinkedIn post also, because you are
Yeah.
being descriptive about,
Absolutely.
yeah, it could be your profile, it could be
Yeah.
what you're doing,
Yeah.
Mhm.
or anything that you have come across and you want to describe how your experience was when you do something.
Right.
So I think LinkedIn posts.
I
Yeah.
feel like it could also fit into the first two of online reviews and discussion
Yes,
forums.
online
Because
review.
if you are talking
Right.
about a travel experience, for instance, and you're reviewing that experience, you would be descriptive.
Absolutely.
Frankly,
Or
depending on
describing a
what
product,
all can fit
Yeah.
it well.
purchase
I
on
was
Yeah.
Amazon.
Maithili, it feels like everything is everything.
Yes.
So I'll
Yeah.
just take
That's the
a
thing.
couple of things that I
Yes.
mentioned. But like you all said, I also wanted to, point it out that it completely depends on the
The content.
What
content
you're,
of the
Yeah,
video. So
exactly. Yeah.
broadly, we can say that this is the suggested types,
yes.
but
yes.
it might vary as the requirement of each learner. And
Mm.
suppose the learner is a travel blogger, so it completely, changes from you might have narrative, descriptive. You'll also have explanation because the places you're going to be telling what's available, what's not. So
Mm.
it's completely subjective to the learner, but it's nice for us to actually put this under the umbrella, so it's easier to address it while we choose our teaching approach, which way to go. So the only thing here, I think we'd also like to establish is putting that under the bracket definitely helps us with lesson planning.
Yes.
And putting it under all of it becomes a little bit of a chaos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm. Correct.
It's always better. So, which is also the reason why, ideally, when you're doing lessons based on the e-genre, it's ideally better to take authentic texts, like authentic posts,
Mm.
posts from certain companies, posts from certain celebrities. So you can't obviously take very personal posts, but probably, erase the name off, or you can take your personal post if you're on the social media and you're already doing a lot of these social media interactions, but stick to something that is more legit and not very scripted, and not something that you're taking, from an AI tool and things like that. Okay, so before we go into the task, I just like to show you guys some samples of the posts that we have. I'll also be sharing this on the in the chat window, so you can use it during your task if you need it. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Any idea what platform this is?
Instagram.
Instagram.
Awesome. Okay. This one
LinkedIn.
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 and this
YouTube.
YouTube.
YouTube. Absolutely. So I'm not going into the reading part of this and anything, just to give you a little bit of heads up for your task that Nikita is going to set up for you. So I've put this in the chat window so you can download it. And Nikita, over to you for the task.
Thank you. Right. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've learned all there is to learn you've got all the information. So now you're going to actually do the work. So we're going to split you guys into two groups, and you are going to create a post on an e-genre platform that will be assigned to your group. Okay, and you have to do two things. First is identify what aspects of language and writing can be taught from this activity. And actually, sorry, that is the second thing. The first thing is you create, and the second thing is that you identify what language can be taught through this activity. So I'm just going to make the groups over here. Okay, it's already split into two groups. We'll just work with those. All right, okay. And on the chat box, I'm going to be sharing two links to two Google Docs. Okay, this is group one's. Okay. group 1, which is, Ambika, can you read out the group participants for me?
Yeah, 1 second. Let me just take the breakout room. Okay, so group 1 is Esther, Mary, Maithili, and Nora.
Okay, so this one's yours. Okay, group 1.
Esther, Mary, Maithili, Nora. You can click on that link. Group 2 is Aparna, Balaji, Jayanti, Sita.
Okay, so this is for group 2.
Okay.
Okay, so you will be given 2 options in both of your respective links, and the instructions are on that document. If you have any doubts, Ambika and me are here to help you. You have 10 minutes for this activity, and I'm opening up the rooms now. So remember, create and also discuss what language can be taught through this activity to your students. Okay, you have 10 minutes. Yeah.
Could you give us edit access on that? Like we need to write on that?
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Nikita, I'll go into group 1.
Okay.
You can go into 2 then.
Yes.
Yeah. We've enabled share screen. So if you want to share and then do it also, you can do that, Esther.
Oh, okay. So we have to write a post announcing our promotion, right?
Yes, Maithili, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To say we will
Screen, it'll be good.
let me see. Can you see it now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have to create this LinkedIn post announcing our promotion to head teacher at Thinkeng Academy. And after we write the post, we need to choose the image that will go with it.
Right. Okay.
So if you can see can you see both the images?
I can, yeah.
That's the second one. And that's the first one. So I thought the first one was slightly more lighthearted. And
For sure.
yeah,
Sorry,
and the
just
second
one
one is slightly more serious and grave. So depending on what kind of post we write, what kind of language we use, we'll have to choose that illustration. So do we want to do both, or do we just want to do one?
You need to do only one, Maithili. You have to choose one of the things.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Esther, do you want to have a go? Esther, Mary, anybody?
Maybe you can start. We'll be with you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just going to write it down on pen and paper. In spite of all my teaching stuff, I still prefer to do hard copies first.
Okay.
All right. I think I'm just going to say,
okay.
Very happy to announce my upward move to head teacher at Thinkeng Academy. Then a line about Thinkeng Academy and a couple of lines about myself, from where to where I moved and what I plan to do there.
Yeah,
How does that sound?
Great.
A bit of a role description of the new role. Because it sounds like a more managerial role than just teaching. So when we say head teacher.
No, it's not. That's what I'm saying. So we need to actually talk about what we are planning to do there.
Correct. Yeah.
Yes. What things
we have to actually write this now?
Yeah, you have to create a post.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is
Because
there a
only
word
then
count
you
or
kind of
something?
no, so LinkedIn, you can go short form and long form of content.
Yeah.
So
No, for this task.
no, you don't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Likely
Ideally, not too long. We have only 10 minutes. So.
Oops.
Okay.
Okay, so then we can type on this, right?
Yeah, please do.
Okay. So then let's just start here. Can you all read? Please feel free to tweak, change, etc.
I don't know if this is a thing anyone else experiences, but I think it's easier when you're
When you are
writing
writing.
yourself than when you're dictating.
Yeah.
So let me share the
Sure.
screen. Maybe you.
Yeah.
Splashing indoors, splashing out.
Splashing in.
Flashing water.
Both are okay. I think it was back to childhood.
Yeah, back to childhood.
Back to childhood.
Back to
Yeah.
childhood. So being
Splashing
a
in the
child, splashing in
water,
water. Yeah.
messing with the sand,
Mm.
digging your feet into the sand to be covered.
Yes.
Sand, not sand.
Thank you.
Right. So somebody else now, we can talk about the food. We can talk about
I have heard there is a wine that is horrible, which is made from cashews.
okay.
That's
But
also
it
an
is,
important thing
you
to
can get
share.
it
Yeah, like,
only in
Yeah.
Goa.
You should say
Yes,
negative
people
also
say
so
that,
that
yeah.
others don't go fall for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do not drink this wine. It's as bad
Yeah.
as they say.
Are you talking about Fenny here, or is it
That's
or
Goa
I think that's the
something
name,
different?
right? The local.
Yeah.
Overhyped.
Oh, one of my friends did say that, you get tanned if you play a lot in the beach. So carry sunscreen. Sunscreen.
Yes.
Maybe if it's our post, we'd say, I got like super tanned, or I now look like a carrot. Well, that's fake tan, maybe.
You can say, if you want to look like a carrot and tan beach.
Because it's supposed to be our experience.
Yeah, I was
Experience,
just going to intrude and say, just keep it
Yeah.
more of how you would write your Instagram post. So think about that perspective.
Then instead of saying covering your feet, you can make it covering my feet in the sun.
Yeah.
I think when I put English teachers in a group for Instagram posts, I just get an essay out of you guys.
You got a lesson plan. You got a whole lesson plan now.
Yeah.
No travel blog, guys. It's a post.
That's why we're giving only words. We're not giving full
Only words.
sentences.
Post is only 2 lines, like Tirupura.
Okay. Perfect. Sounds good.
I mean, one way to write the post would be something like, Goa, I finally made it to this place that I've been wanting to go to for ages. I felt like I was a child again. I played.
That'd be a long
Put
description.
these things down because you're creating
Just
it.
type it down, Sita.
Yeah. I mean, you guys can use it at the same time. That's why. So no problem. Yeah.
We were just being lazy.
So Balaji, probably the first line you can just rephrase it.
I'll type below this.
Yes. ESL, Delta, teacher, training. Okay.
That okay?
Yes. Then business English. Yes. Then And I think
And
that's
how about responsibilities?
descriptive content writing and front loading, sequencing content and hashtags. Nora, you want to add anything? Mary?
Yeah. Okay. And for me, I like to add how to teach language for responsibility, right?
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. So vocabulary wise, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Like I lead or I oversee.
Hmm.
I'm responsible for those kind of phrases.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Was
think we
there
can
a
add,
third question? I know there was a
our
third task, but I'm forgetting what it was.
No,
Right?
it was just keep it
We have to
simple
create the
and-
post.
Hello, welcome back. I hope you guys finished.
Hopefully, yeah.
Okay,
We
so
hope
I'm
We too hope.
there.
so I'm going to share the two documents so
Yeah.
everyone can take a look at it. I'm going to start with group one, which was which team?
The head teacher.
Yes. Yeah, okay. Okay, so theirs was a sorry. Yeah. Okay. So their task was to create a LinkedIn post announcing their promotion to head teacher at Thinkeng Academy.
Oh,
And so this is their post. First, let's take a look at it, and then one of you can take us through what you're teaching for us.
hashtags. That's
Mm.
interesting. Yeah.
Okay. So yes,
Nice.
what did you guys have in mind in terms of teaching?
In terms of teaching, we thought we'd have to teach them that posts should not be too long. They have to be short. And because the moment you see read more in a post, very few people actually click and read ahead. We also wanted to teach vocabulary related to business and leading that came from Nora. We also wanted to teach that the first main point has to be the main thing. So start with what you want to actually communicate. So the fact that I've moved up and I'm starting as head teacher from this date has to be right up there and not buried somewhere in the second or third part of the post. The hashtags. Was there anything else, Esther?
We talked about descriptive writing as well,
Yes.
because the post has to describe the role.
Yes.
Okay, awesome job, group one. Anything here that the team two, can you look at it and see if anything else can be taught through this?
I suppose
Mm.
collocations that are, I mean, I suppose that comes under vocabulary, which they've said,
Mhm.
but very specific collocations that are related to that particular topic or thing. And also hashtags. I don't know if you mentioned it, but like how to choose the right hashtag or not just do a random list of
hashtags,
because you
yeah.
like them.
Yeah. Absolutely. Okay. Awesome job, group one. So I'll give a combined feedback for both groups once we see everything. So this was team two's task. They had to create an Instagram post for travel experience.
Peter, you can
to
do the
Goa.
honors of reading it out.
And this is their
I mean,
post.
everyone can read it. It's the blue one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unfortunately, we didn't find the time to put the hashtags.
Yeah.
Okay. So what are the teaching points from this?
So we did have a little vocab to start off with.
Yes.
And things, so things you would talk about if you're talking about a travel experience. So we did talk about how we got there, what we did, food. So I suppose topics that should go in it, vocab, hashtags. we didn't have time, but that. And also something we struggled with initially was just writing it like it's like you're telling
Casual
someone.
writing.
Yeah, you're casually your first
So
person.
that's the thing we should teach the students also.
Yeah.
Don't be too formal in your words and adjectives
Yeah.
and things.
And
Make it
spelling,
more,
as you can see,
yeah,
just
make it more colloquial so that people would be able to relate to it.
But that would
Like-
also depend on the platform. Like,
Yeah.
if you're writing it for Instagram, and the way you would write it for LinkedIn
Yeah.
would be totally
Two
different.
different things
And
Yes,
altogether.
this is for
Definitely. Yeah,
Instagram.
yeah.
This is
Yeah.
for Instagram.
Yeah. So
So that is
audience
why
analysis.
there is a difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Team one, anything you'd like to add in terms of what can be taught through this post?
Definitely narrative writing, because it goes from like the beginning to the end of the journey.
And also the style, a casual first person approach, and
Yeah.
And
it's
it's
more,
very verb heavy.
yes,
like,
more
I guess I did
relaxed and
say-
more conversational.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Mm.
absolutely. Okay, good job, both teams. So I think, like an amalgamation of everything you guys said is what we also had an idea of. So I'm just going to share the overall feedback. Just a second. I have like 7 tabs open, so I'm just juggling a little bit. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. So this is what Ambika and I thought would work, and a lot of what you guys said is definitely here, but just a few other ideas. So just can go through it. I think
Yes, punctuation.
this
for
punctuation
Instagram.
is definitely, like you guys had
Yes.
smiley faces and exclamations and
Exclamation,
all of that.
correct.
Yeah. And this, I think, writing in comments is something, Sita, you brought up earlier, right? Knowing how to do that is definitely something that people want to learn.
And also things like, I like how you said ellipsis and substitution and contractions, because it's
Yeah.
more informal, and
Yeah.
it's okay if you leave out the subject in a sentence. It
Correct.
Yeah.
still makes sense and you don't have to have it there.
I mean, we're all so used to teaching formal writing. So
Formal writing,
it's such an
exactly.
unlearning for us as teachers to actually say that this is okay and you can do this. And it just like sometimes breaks your heart to say grammar is not important.
Yeah.
In fact, when
Almost
we
the opposite.
You can
Sorry.
start a sentence with "and." It's okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yes.
because earlier when Jayanti and we were discussing, Jayanti was saying the same thing. They just drop off the subject and it's only the words.
Yeah.
True. True. Okay.
Okay. So, any questions here? Anything anyone would like to add?
Yeah, just like a word about hashtags. So as much as it's dependent on the content of each post, it's also very SEO specific for
Yeah.
each organization. So depending on who their target audience is, they would
Yes.
choose SEO specific hashtags. So even if those specific hashtags don't relate to the direct post, they relate to the target customer. So that may like it's not a language thing, but telling students that this hashtag aspect of it has a whole SEO perspective on it as well. And the rules keep changing platform wise. On Instagram earlier, it was you can use up to 30. Then they started banning posts that used up to 30 and it was brought down to only 9. On
Yeah.
LinkedIn, you can still use 30, but like if you use common ones, they shadow ban your posts. So there's like a lot of platform specific thing about hashtags. So as much as we can teach it, students have to keep up with the platform rules as well.
True.
Sorry, can I ask, what is SEO? Sorry, I
Search engine
Engine
optimization.
optimization. So when you do a search on Google,
Yeah.
there are certain words that are picked up and Google throws up those results based on what words you have
Yeah.
typed in.
Okay.
So
Search engine optimization.
So you may be like an English teacher, but you're writing about a travel post, but you want English students to read your post. So even though language learning doesn't have anything to do with your travel post, you would still
use
put
the
language
hashtag.
learning hashtags because
Okay.
you
Correct.
want to reach the target customer. Yeah.
Correct.
Okay. Got it. Thank you.
Perfect.
Awesome. So I think Ambika is going to take you through how else you can teach this in your class in specific.
It's just a quick summary of pretty much everything that we've been speaking today. Let me just quickly share my screen. And then we go into the quiz for the day. So I'm just going to quickly take you through. So always use samples and models, especially the relevant platforms which are relevant for the students. Highlight the key language and the purpose. The purpose is very, very important. So once they know it, it's easier for you to even connect to them and tell them this is why you're doing it. Ideally, authentic texts. And from authentic texts, you can do a lot of control practices and then go into, highlighting the key features from it. So you can use those texts for your lessons. In fact, one of the tools that I've recently exposed, I think Surya had done a session on AI previously in our TTT. And she mentioned about this tool called TWEE, sorry. And so there you can actually put in a text and you can just say, do the magic, and it will deliver any control practice you want. It can be like a true or false. It can be a gap fill. It can be multiple choice. So your work is lesser, but you definitely need to go through and proof check all of the things. Then ask, learn, sorry. Somebody wanted to say something? Okay, I thought I heard. Okay. Then ask learners to create using the usual process writing strategies that we do even for our, non-digital writing, which is usually even in IELTS, we teach them this. Stick to those process writing strategies because that work really well, irrespective of whatever genre. So some basic things still have a very strong foundation in our teaching. And do a little bit of a reflection question or, try to match the purpose. Try to even give them a checklist. This I think we all usually do even in our process writing on emails or anything. Create a checklist based on the platform. Like how Esther said, like for Instagram, there's such a different language. For LinkedIn, there's. So create a checklist very specific to the platform that you are teaching. And final draft, and then ask them to present, or ideally, if you're doing it in a very organic way, you can ask them to post it as well. So that's also something you can do. So with this, I'm going to hand it over to the only Gen Z in our group, I think.
Probably, yeah.
Yes. Okay. So
All the best to
all
of us.
yours, Nikita.
Thanks. Okay, so I know we're running a little short in time, but just a few extra minutes because this is going to be fun, at least for me. I would love to watch you all rack your brains over what this is. So we're going to do one round of basically, I'm going to give you a few slangs and you have to guess the meaning. Okay, I'm gonna say it. If you guys don't understand it, I'll put it in the chat box. But
you definitely will have to.
Okay, so I'll just type it there. Okay, so and Ambika is not participating, so she's gonna keep score. So this is competitive, guys. We would like to see a good winner at the end. Yeah.
How much do I give for a correct answer?
1 point each. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. So maybe the next round is a little bit more challenging. We can do 2.
Do we say the answer or do we type?
So raise your hand maybe and we'll pick one person to answer.
We raise our hands digitally or physically?
That's your choice. Whichever is faster, whichever
Lady alone can do digitally because she's not.
Yeah, she's
on video. So Ambika, you're the spotter as well. Okay. So
okay. Oh my God.
Okay. So the first one, I'm putting it in the chat box.
I've heard it. I have no idea what it means.
Can we have an example sentence?
Maybe this can be the trial round.
Okay. I got this dress for $200. No cap.
Really?
What in the world?
Is it? Is it?
Aparna.
Okay.
Mom said, yeah.
Does it mean really?
No.
Surprise? No.
Yes, Sita.
Oh, I was gonna say it's like the new version of saying no joke, like, but that's very similar to Aparna's maybe.
No, you're not wrong. I would say you're close. So it means I'm not lying. There's no lie over here. That's what it means. Okay.
So do I give marks to Sita?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
You can give definitely. Yeah. So she can take the point. Another alternate version is if you just say cap, it means you're lying. So if you hear someone say something really unbelievable, you're like, they're capping for sure. That's
okay.
And alternatively, you can use it in the emoji version where you just send the emoji of a cap. And then you just understand that the person's lying.
Wow. You're actually teaching us a new language.
So beautiful,
I'm
so
very
elegant,
grateful.
looking
Thank
like
you.
a warrior.
Yes,
Wow.
Maithili, exactly.
Okay, next one.
Sita.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know,
Okay,
when you want
okay.
to show off about something, or you want to like boast a little bit.
Yes, absolutely.
Like
I'm
it's a
sure
Wow.
has a teenage child at home.
No.
I am
Unfair
a child, I think is the problem.
Her sister is enough. Prarthana must have taught her
Correct.
everything.
Correct.
Just too much TV and too much free time.
Awesome. Yeah. So flex it means to show off or something. Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay, next one.
Stand. I'm totally zero in this.
Sita, oh my God, she's like a Gen Z.
Ah,
Is it when you want to I don't have the words to support usually two people, but support a situation, or you think that that's a good idea, like I vote for this kind of thing.
Yes,
Like I stand to
absolutely.
people.
Wow.
Yes. Yeah. So this word can be used both as a verb and a noun. So you can say I stand somebody. So I can say I stand Sita, because if I find something she does really cool, I just generally like her. And I can also say I'm a Sita stan. So that you can be used as a verb and a noun. So
Oh.
yeah,
Are you giving us answer keys to this?
I
I
can.
think I should be taking notes.
Okay, this one is a little easy. I feel like a lot of people would know this.
Okay.
Is
Yes,
it
Yes,
still being-
Esther. Esther's
yeah.
like
It's like a
timidly
half
raising her
hand.
hand.
Yeah. What is this?
Is it like spill the beans kind of thing?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
what I also thought.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell all.
Yeah.
So it means to gossip. You want some juicy piece of information. You want someone to share it. So you say spill the tea. Absolutely. Okay. So this one, I think Ambika lost it when I told her what this means. So I want to see what you guys think.
What?
Only because I saw this yesterday
Languages.
somewhere. So is that, should I?
Yeah.
Go for
Okay,
it.
Lulu is like being delusional about something. It's
Yes.
just okay, and now just being that way is the solution rather than trying to find a way to fix something. Just I don't know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Give
So
us an
Delulu is
example.
delusional. Okay. So for example, I have an exam tomorrow and I haven't studied at all, like not even one bit, but I tell my friends I'm gonna pass. I'm like doing so well. And then they say Delulu is the Solulu. So I know I'm not going to, but I'm delusional enough to think that I'm gonna, crack this exam. That's what it is.
Okay.
Yeah. I
Oh
see
my
Jayanti
God.
there taking notes actually.
I am taking notes.
Seriously. We have
Okay.
to learn all this.
This is an interesting one.
I'm totally antique here.
I know.
Is
Give
it
it a guess. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Is it like the what is fancy about something? Like the fancy part of something? Like what bougie would mean? Like is it like that?
In the same area, but not exactly. It's actually derived from a very normal English word. Can I share the answer? Anyone
No,
else
no,
who's
can you give
taken
us
it?
like a sentence or
yeah,
an
a sentence? I
example?
like Esther's idea of asking for a sentence. It helps.
Because
Okay.
like guessing from context.
Well, I don't really know how to put this in a sentence. Okay. So you see somebody who you think looks really good or who talks really well, and then you say, that guy's got some riz.
Attitude.
Is it like the new swag?
Something like that. Yeah. Close by. So it actually comes from the word charisma. Riz. Charisma.
Charisma.
So you're a very
Okay.
charismatic person.
Oh God. So here Nikita gets a score.
Yeah, I don't think, let's not give this one to
Yeah.
anybody.
Yeah.
Okay. This is a good one.
Charisma.
Wow.
I don't know if I should be impressed or worried.
No, I think impressed is a really good thing. But
Understood
yes,
the
I
assignment.
think I know this one.
Esther, yes.
It's like you say, okay, she understood the assignment, as in like she got what she actually had to do.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
It's
literal.
very literal. Yeah, very, very
Yeah.
literal. Yeah.
Okay.
Here I am trying to find some way.
No meaning. No.
Reference to the
You can
context.
you can never tell which one's going to be literal and which one is going to be
Yeah.
like, yeah.
Correct.
It's a complicated language.
I
Yeah.
I gave them some task.
Okay, next one.
Is this like arte or 8 or
Eight. It's eight. It's eight.
Esther, that was hilarious.
I'm gonna borrow from Esther and say, is there a sentence that we can have?
If I give you the sentence, it becomes extremely easy. Okay. Let me think. Aparna, you ate in that look.
oh, like she smashed it.
Yes,
Okay,
absolutely.
yeah.
So when
Okay.
someone ate something, you did it so well. It doesn't only have to be about looks, it can be about anything. And there's an extended version. If you think it's extremely good, you say, she ate and left no crumbs. So she ate so
Oh my
well, there's
God.
like nothing left behind.
So perfect you look. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
There's no way we are going to teach these things to our students, is there?
No, this
No,
is just
this is just
For us to understand.
just
Say
for you to
something you might
understand.
need to know.
I
That
mean,
we don't
honestly,
get it.
who knows? Who knows in a couple of years what we might have to teach.
Wait for like the Oxford word of the year or
Hang
whatever.
up my
I'm
boot.
sure it'll be Riz.
Okay, so that's the end of round one. Who's the leading?
Sita's
See-
got 4, Esther's 3.
Okay,
Okay.
close
Oh,
competition
Close.
between two.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're moving on to round two. It's a little more tricky, so 2 points per question. Okay.
Okay.
So this round is, are these emojis what they seem? So there are emojis that are meant for one purpose, but this is more like Gen Z's perception of emojis. All right.
Okay.
So starting with, this is the first one. It's coming on the screen. Yes, Aparna.
Scary?
Dangerous.
No. So I'll
Haunting.
give you all a clue. These are not literal. None of these
Okay.
are very literal. Yes,
Then I'm
Esther.
Esther or Esther?
Like I'm dead.
Okay, dead. Why but?
Like I haven't done the assignment. I'm skull and crossbones. Right? No?
Nora showed her hand as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nora?
Is the danger? Or I'm dying like this?
No.
Sita?
Is it? I'm taking Esther's. I'm dead, but I'm dead because of something positive. Like it was so amazing. I'm dead. Like it was just wow.
Very
Oh.
close. Very close. It's dead by laughter. You laughed at something so much.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh.
you found it so funny you died. That's what it is.
So
So
should
I
I
think you
give
can give Sita 1 point.
one? Okay.
Not the full.
Like
yeah.
half a mark.
Yes.
Oh.
Okay, next one.
Yes.
Yes, rightly.
You're sharp.
Oh,
I like
Very
that.
good, very good guess, but no.
no.
But you know,
Like you hit the spot
in
kind
Myanmar
of.
we say in Myanmar we say gentile, right? That means because of, for example your friend made how shall I say the bad thing for you at the time you said this one.
Your friend helped you, you mean?
Yeah.
Ah.
At the time we say like this in Myanmar, gentile like that. That is in Myanmar language, right?
Oh.
Esther, you,
Okay.
I felt like you were close. What was your guess?
Like you hit the spot.
Who hit the spot?
I don't know. Like you tried something and didn't miss. I don't know. I'm shooting in the dark.
Okay, again, close, but it's more of it's not something you did, but it's reacting to somebody.
To something. Yeah.
Yeah. So suppose you listen to a really great song and you love it so much, you want it to be injected into your vein. That's what it
Oh my
means.
God.
Oh God.
This generation is
Oh
not
my
human.
God.
It's like
Yeah.
from some other planet.
Seriously.
Yeah. Okay, so that's
Isn't it just easier to say I like the song?
I know.
It's very, very
know.
twisted
no,
way.
but
Or
you know, once
What's
you
wrong with
start
that
using it,
emoji?
it's
Mm.
no, but when you start using it, it's really hard to stop because it's a lot of fun to say this. Like imagine you're with a group of friends and you're vibing to this great song and you're just like, I need this to be injected in my veins. It's not just
Oh, God.
it's not just love. It's like one step above all of it.
We would
So
say we'll
Yeah,
be
it's
soaked. Our words will be, we'd love to be soaked in that song.
something, it's the same thing, except this is a little bit more brutal and
Yes, exactly.
very
Violent,
graphic.
violent.
it's
Yeah.
very specific, like exactly
Yeah.
what you want.
Right,
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Okay, next one. Remember, it's not literal.
Yeah.
I'm rethinking every conversation I've had with the Gen Z right now.
I know, I did that too.
Really worried.
Tight-fisted is well done.
So,
So this one's actually simple. I'm going to give you guys a clue. It's like the opposite of what you guys think it is.
But it's so bad that my thumbs up. Like,
Something like
Wow.
that. So
I
it's
mean, it's
used.
the opposite of.
It's used in a very ironic or sarcastic way. Like, oh, great job. You did it so well, but you don't
Okay.
actually mean a great job at all. And
right.
usually it's considered like, parents and older people say thumbs up for literally everything because that's their way of just saying okay. But then when you say okay, it just means like, are you angry? You don't really want to continue the conversation. You just kind of want to end it. That's what the younger generation would understand it. Yeah. So ever since I made this quiz,
Okay.
and I told Ambika what this means, I've been very wary about actually putting thumbs up in the chat because I'm like, okay, I don't want her to think I'm actually angry with her or anything.
This happened this morning to Uncle.
Ah,
Yeah. So, and he was asked the question, so are you really going to be there for the function?
Oh.
And then he had to reply, yes, I will be there. Because he had given a thumbs up.
yeah.
And the person who sent it was a younger generation. So they must have taken the
Probably, yes.
your meaning of it. Yeah.
Okay, next one. This one's, I feel really difficult. You guys are not going to get it at all, but you can try.
It's not like we got any of the others.
Is it let's meet?
Is it like
it
you're
D?
right? Oh no,
Is
is
it
it like
D?
an ET? It would be great if that was an ET reference.
It's not.
Okay. One tries.
Okay, so this it means, I'm almost embarrassed to show you what it is. So when you find something very cute or you're shy about something, then this. So basically, what the emotion that you're showing on your face is this, something like that. So yeah, this one's a difficult one. I don't think a lot of people use it, but in fact, even I don't. But when I was making the quiz, I asked for some inputs from my sister, and she told me this is a big thing. So I wanted to share it with you guys.
Right.
Okay. This let me do something a little bit easy. Yeah, this one.
Yes,
It's not
Michael,
literal.
laughing till you. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, close. Good. I think you can give her a point, Abhika. So
Yeah.
it's when you find something overwhelmingly funny or sweet or cute. So
So I
if you
think now
notice,
it's only now we got the drill. Everything we show, we say the opposite.
yeah, if you notice a lot of like pet videos on Instagram and all, they'll have crying faces instead
Yeah.
of like smiling, happy faces. So you're just overwhelmed by how cute everything is. Okay, I think we'll do one more, which is this one blew my mind as well. So
What is that lip and eye thing?
So
I've
that one,
seen that though a lot. Is it?
We lost your screen, Nikita.
yeah, I'll just share it. I'll just show you guys a couple of them.
Talked
Yeah, even
wide
I've
eyes.
seen this a lot and I didn't know what it meant till she told me.
Okay.
Wide eyes and
Shocked.
flat jaw.
Wide eyes
You're
and flat
really
jaw.
shocked about something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when someone
Exactly.
spills some tea, this is the emoji that you've got to use to react to it. You're like shocked
Okay.
by the tea.
This has
Yeah.
been
Okay.
truly educational.
Yeah. This is a totally new English class for us.
Okay. This one also easy.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Who did you give it to?
I
Ajit.
think
A little bit. A little bit.
No.
No.
Esther,
This is like the chef's kiss of
Yeah.
oof,
Italian
so good, so good.
Italian.
Yeah.
Yes.
reference.
Could
It's
it,
Chef's
I
kiss.
ask-
Yeah.
can it also be, okay, you've put chef's kiss, but it can also be bad, right? If it's the Italian hand gesture in general.
Yeah.
For good and bad like this, right?
For
I
everything.
think it's mostly used for good.
Like
In terms of
effort.
emojis, it's used for good. Yeah.
If you're watching the current MasterChef India, that
They
Pooja
do
Nikki
this a
is doing
lot.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's
Yeah.
basically it. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the last one.
My nails need painting.
You have to think like really meta for this.
Yes, Sita and Esther.
Esther, do you want to
Please,
go
you
first?
first.
Okay, fine. I was just gonna say, is it like this is something where you have to get like super dressed up, or I have to get like something like that? No.
Esther.
I am so chilled out in life that I'm currently getting a manicure. Like while the
love
world
that.
is falling apart
that.
around
I
me.
love this.
Very good representations of what
Yes,
this is.
Maiti
but-
wants to give it a try.
Wanna be
Yes.
Gen Z, I am.
Yeah.
Stylish, extreme stylishness.
Okay, I would say yes, but not in the sense that you're thinking.
Okay.
This means you're like really confident and you're if you're sassy. I wouldn't say you're stylish, you're very sassy. Yeah, that's exactly it, Maitri, what
Great.
she did. Yeah. And especially especially if you're having like an online argument with somebody, you've made a really good point. This is something that you can punctuate with, that's it. This argument's done. I've done it perfectly. That's what it
It's
is.
the new like mic drop.
Yes, basically, the mic
Yes.
drop. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. So, and that's it for the quiz.
Super.
Well
Thank
done.
you,
Very
Nikita.
Well done.
Thank you.
Forever
Excellent,
grateful.
Nikita.
We have a clear Gen Z quiz winner, Sita.
Oh my God.
Yeah. She
She's
was
like
the
the
first one to
closest to
reply
First one to
saying,
say, I don't know, and be
Yeah,
the one who will have
exactly.
problems. What are we?
This just says that I watch too much TV. We've established this already. Netflix on loop.
Mm,
So,
Right.
Nikita, what do you suggest to us who have not done anything for the Gen Z quiz? What do we do to improve our Gen Z slang?
talk to me more.
To
I'll teach
understand.
you.
To understand.
She's the Gen Z OG sitting here, so you can just take
Gen
her
Z
and
guru of
speak.
thinking.
I'm
Yeah.
happy to help out. I maybe should
Pending
start a
your
side
feelings.
business, like
Yeah.
helping out boomers with Gen Z language.
So by the way, we're all boomers.
Yeah,
So that's what
yeah.
they call us.
No, I mean you're not I would think you're like
I'm a millennial.
millennial. Yeah, you would
millennials,
be a
aren't we?
millennial.
Yeah, I think we're millennials or the 80s. I don't know.
I don't want to guess anybody else's age. I would only say Aparna is
Okay.
definitely a boomer.
Let's not talk dinosaur here.
Anyway, great, awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you
Nikita,
so
for
much.
Thank you
taking
so
the
much,
time.
That was
all of
Thanks a
you.
lot.
I'm so glad I
Thank you
made
for
it.
joining.
Yes.
Yes, it was so
I'm
nice
so
to
glad
see
that all of you also came in, and we're really, really happy that we could share some of the learnings that we had. And thanks to Nikita for actually educating us. I think the first part of it, a lot of us had like a little bit idea of everything, touching upon a lot of things that we've done from the past. But clearly, the Gen Z quiz, I think, stole the show this TTT. So thank you all for coming in, and to Nora and Balaji who've been new. So we usually have this session once in 3 months. Earlier we used to do once in a month. So once in 3 months. So you'll be in our database if you fill the form. So we'll keep sending you guys the links and the updates about when the next session would be. And we'll add you onto the TTT group as well on WhatsApp. So
Thank
it's
you.
a
Thank you very
community
much.
of teachers that basically
Maybe
share,
you should
help.
share
and,
Balaji's number.
Yeah, I
Maybe-
have it. I'll add it into the
Right.
group. So really glad to see you all again after a huge break. I think 3 months
Yeah.
we've met.
Yeah.
So see you again in 3 more months. And
Yes.
See you
Thank
all.
you.
much for
Bye
now.
bye.
Bye.
Thank you so
Thank you very
Bye.
much.
Bye.
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 Bye.